Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Curiosity Box, and this is an update vlog about a new series I have started on my blog, which is www.autisticinnerspace.wordpress.com. That's autisticinnerspace.wordpress.com. And this new series is all about what I dream about. The series is called Dances Through My Dream World, so just look for all those posts on my blog. And what happens with this is that I sleep. Eventually I come out of my dream world, and then I reach down for some paper, still half asleep, and start scribbling it down. I usually haven't got my glasses on, so I usually go and then I scribble it down, and then I scan in what I've scribbled and drawn, and that's what goes up on my blog. Now if you click, when you look at my blog, if you click on the actual image, it will make it full size on your computer screen, so you'll be able to read it easier. So this is the most recent one I did, which is going to be uploaded onto my blog soon. And this dream was all about Benedict Cumberbatch. Now I shall actually read this one out to you. So we have Squee, hanging out with Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman. Ben was wearing the purple shirt of sex, and when he came out of the toilets, I jumped about all tiggery. We are busy mates in my dreams. And he was eating some yoghurt, and he fed me a bit. It tasted creamy. I actually did think I tasted it, that I could feel the texture and the taste and everything. Then I said, "Skittles yogurt," which would actually be awesome. It was a sort of small convention, and I tend to miss words out because I'm still half asleep, and was looking for my Artscape mates, and they were queuing up for registration, and I said to one of them, feeling proud as punch, "My friends Benedict and Martin are here." Took a couple of goes to actually spell Martin there. Then me and Ben go down to this science room, and it's full of science geeks. Mum and Dad are doing this task where you have to figure out and arrange little cubes with A or B written on into the correct sequences. Dad was being all scientific about it, but Mum completed it first by just figuring out the possible combinations of A's and B's. Earlier there was a bit with a hole in the wall that grew, and there were sort of metal girder type things behind, which was like a heater. The wall was sort of a purpley colour. There was a bit where we were on a bus, and the bus went over a cobbled bit of road, and how it felt going over the cobbles played a tune. Benedict had been told to walk on the pavement, and Martin, sort of within the bus, was over the cobbles, and it made up a tune and sequenced them both together. Then I was told by a fangirl I was with about this tune apparently, and I suspect it may have been Nem, who is awesome, and she's on Twitter and she's total fangirl and she's brilliant. So, and I wrote down that I think she said, "Do you want to see something cool?" So yeah, I keep writing and scribbling the pictures till I've written down all of the dream, and then I also put my feelings on the side, and it says feelings: squeeful, tiggery, proud, chuffed, excited. Well, obviously because it's a Benedict Cumberbatch dream. Now me and Benedict in my dreams like that totally, even more. So I always hang out with Benedict a lot. Well, not always, but when I have Benedict dream, we always really get on really well and have a good time and have hugs. And Martin Freeman is there sometimes, and that's really fun. And So my dream world has been incredibly vivid since I was younger. So if anybody's studying neurodiverse dream worlds, then I'd very much be up for being interviewed and stuff, and gain sleep with them stickers on your head, and then you can wake up and I can write it all down and you can see what happened, because I had a dream, and this is drawn on my blog. It's the autistic mactastic one, and there's a bit where he's standing on the left and then he vanishes and goes over to the right, and I've got a theory that maybe that was a file. No, that file doesn't belong here, put it over there, and the file went from there to there, so I'm thinking maybe that happened, because I think when I'm dreaming, I think a lot of it I can feel the filing all being done, and it's a bit like the numbskulls, because I met a neurologist in my dream the other night. He was testing me out and he flashed a flashbulb at my eyes, and it's quite sort of ached a bit, and then it broke and he had to do another photo which flipped inside my brain. I was sort of willing the flashbulb to flash, and he did take the photo and it was fine. So apparently I have a neurologist in my brain which I need to visit. So also I've been able to fly since quite young actually. I've got a lot better, I get more proficient at flying, just more and more proficient at it. What I do is, a lot of time it's usually flying out of a building, so I usually push down and then just go up the ceiling, and then I try and I push through. If I don't try it doesn't work the first time, I just keep trying to push through, and then I go up and float off. So when I'm in a situation in my dream world that's really weird, or there's like people I'm uncomfortable with, I just push and fly as high up, because if I fly high up enough, then I'm sort of invisible to them then, so I'm free, and then I can fly off to another place. So I do have a huge landscape in my dream world, so I'll try to explain it. It's very hard to explain in words because I have a photographic view of it, a visual view, and it's crystal clear in my dreams, and it's just so clear, so it's really hard to interpret it into words. But now there's this road area, and the road area is, in real life, where I used to live, is the road we often went up and down to town, and sometimes we still go up that road to town, and then the road sort of sequesters into France, and there's like a train area, and I think it's sort of a bit Périgueux in France, and it's like a train area, and then there's this building, and it's like a gardens with 2 columns of grass, and this building, inside this building is a lush, and they usually, when I'm there, I was like, let's go in lush, because their parents are often there, and family are there quite a few times in the France bit. So, but the building lush, when you go outside the other way, it actually is the street from in the town where I used to go to college. So it goes from France to the street in the town where I used to go to college. And then behind this building there's these gardens and columns, and it's like stalls in a fair. So, and there is a lot of shopping that goes on in my dreams, which is so there's, yeah, and then also the France bit is there's lots of winding roads, and then there's, because we did have a cottage in real life, we did have a cottage in France for ages, but it's been sold now, so we don't own it anymore. But in my dream it goes down, and then we get to the cottage, and it's sort of similar and it's got the same balcony, but the inside is a bit different. But I don't like the cottage in my dream because it's sort of nearly falling down and it's creaky. And when you go out on the balcony, there's usually something that happens with like cows running amok or animals running amok, and it's really weird. So, but there are other houses to visit. So you come up this way, and then there's a couple of sort of farmy houses, and then you go up this way, and it goes up this way, and there's lots of houses here, and I think this is a bit like a real life place in France, I think. And this house up here, then there's like these really posh houses that are there, so they're quite posh. And then in my dream we have this massive mansion, and in my dream I was sort of in the process of getting rid of it, because it started out, Mum and Dad ruined it in my dream, because actually, side bit, when I was talking to the psychiatrist man, or psychologist man for my initial interview for Asperger's, I was explaining all this to him, and I was saying, oh, those people are really nice, I like going there, and he says, are we still talking about your dreams? I said, yeah, obviously. So that was funny. Anyway, yeah, we have this mansion, and it used to have, when I actually liked going to it, it used to have these like really luxurious bathrooms, and they were like really lovely, and big bed and really lovely. And then in my dream, Mum and Dad decided to get rid of them and change things around, and I was really annoyed. They were gorgeous bathrooms, I really liked them. So then it changed to, there was like a bathroom here, and it was scary. And then there was another room, and it's like down here. It's hard to tell because your viewpoint's different from what I'm seeing now. But it's go down here, and it's like got a sofa and a table, and like sort of antique things. And it's sort of like, it's slightly disturbingly scary. And then there's this big room like going, and it's like a big double, but it's like quite dark and antique-y. Then we had a bar, and I discovered we had a bar on the side, and there's glass windows out on the street, and there's all these chairs, and there's the bar area, and I thought that was pretty cool, because it was an escape from the dark scary house, and it's close to the street where I could fly off somewhere if I wanted to. But so we had that for a bit, and then and then there was also a bit where my current wardrobe is sort of in the corner in real life, and in my dream it opened out onto this hatch which went through to somewhere else, and that was all falling down. So I think in my dream it's sort of selling the house, and it's sort of all falling down, and I don't like it. So we've been rescuing all our possessions, all the things I like, out of the house, because it's just collapsing. So we've sort of sold it now. And then also there's this from the house. There's a bit up where you go up, and it's sort of like country roads and stuff, sort of France. And then I think there's another house along, and then there is the bit which is basically, I think, an overlay of the bit where I used to go to primary school, and you have this pub, and the pub's quite cosy because we always have this like corner table. It is quite cosy. I haven't been for a while though, but yeah, we always have this corner table, so it's quite a good pub. And then down there is, then you go across and you go down the road, and then down the road is a fair, sort of a farm type fair. So that's what there is down there. Now there's a town and down the street there is a sort of a Forbidden Planet type shop, and then there's sort of like a big warehouse type place next to it. And the Forbidden Planet type shop, it did have Buffy stuff on the top floor, but then I think it took all the Buffy stuff and put it down on the bottom floor, and then at the top floor is some manga. There's lots of comic books and manga and stuff. And I haven't been there for a while, but it is a strong place where I know. And the staff are very nice, and it's very nice to go to. And sometimes there's the fair, well, not the fair, these sort of memorabilia type convention where the warehouse next to it has loads of stalls of stuff, and it's really cool, and then I like going to that. And then also there's another big warehouse here, and then this is not really in the same place, I sort of land in a different place. And then there's a Tesco, so Tesco is quite useful. You usually have like bits of food at the front and sometimes fruit, and at the back you go around there and there's like loads of CDs and the DVD section and electronics and stuff, and sometimes there's CD and there's books here, so there's usually quite interesting books, but there's sort of fruit at the front. And then next to it is this big warehouse which is sort of stalls, but it's like a bookstore, and at the back was the bit where, when I used to be obsessed with James Dean, that's where the James Dean books were, but I'm not obsessed with them anymore, so I don't look for them now. And then you go through and there's like more books, so there's that bit. So I know I can locate where, oh yeah, and sometimes there is also Waterstones. It's got 2 entrances and 2 floors. You go in through one end and there's like loads of like biographies, and then there's the kids section which is about like up here, so they usually have interesting things there. And there's also, which is like this corner here is like the end of a road, and then you've got the road going down here and then the road going up there. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But there's this art college, and it's a massive space on the inside, but you go up the stairs and there's I stumbled upon the sort of lecture theatre. It's tiny. I think it was about some astronomy lecture theatre. Anyway, and you go up and you get to the art bit, and it's tiny, and you can't even get your A4 folder or A0 folder round it, and it's just like a cave, so it's not at all practical for doing art in. And then you go through to the upper bit, and it's this big glass dome, and it's so fragile. It's like really windy when you're in it. It's like really windy and creaky, and it's like, and the art college is like, oh, I'd sort of like to go to it, but the building is useless. So that's an interesting place. And then so it's on the end of this road, and then there's this road here, and you go down, and that's where the bus goes down. I think that goes down and ends up, no wait, that goes down, and you go down further and you end up going to where my childhood home was, that way, and then that turns out to be my childhood home area. Then, but if you turn up this way, well, I'm usually flying, so I'm not actually on the road, but they have the Being Human house, the pink one, and this is the George and Mitchell safe place. Because Mitchell and George from Being Human, I sort of developed them into my dream world, and they were always my go-to guys. But I have, nowadays it's usually Benedict Cumberbatch, and also Matt Smith. So I had quite a few adventures with Matt Smith, but I started off with a relationship with David Tennant, which was awesome. We snapped on the bus, and then we met up quite a few times, and then I sort of started going out with Matt Smith, and David Tennant got a right huff on, and Christopher Eccleston, he's pretty much uncontrollable in my dreams. You can't lucid control an Eccleston. So he turned up and was like taunting David, because he's, yeah, I told you she'd leave you for the next regeneration, like that. Well, I didn't mean to make him sad, and I just could like that. So yeah, there's huge locations in my dreams. It's a huge big world, and I love flying in it. I just love flying. I actually taught some jazz to fly too, and then one time I was holding a girder, holding something for a reef with somebody else, and we sort of flew up and put it on. That was precise. So yeah, you'll be able to find out more about my dreams on my blog, where you'll see the scribblings as soon as my mind as soon as my body wakes up. My mind a teeny bit slower to wake up, so there is some spelling mistakes and things. So yeah, you'll see them on my blog. So that's my new blog series. Now what I've been getting up to is I'm doing a big house clearance, and I'm going to have a study, because where I've sat now I can see the door to my study, and it's going to be pink. So that's going to be where I keep all my beads and my jewellery, because I make jewellery. I can't say jewellery, but I make it, and that's where I'm going to be making my jewellery. So I'll show you what I make as I make it and that. So also thinking of having an ambition to sell it eventually. So, and also I'm sort of sorting out an area to do my illustration work, because I just love being creative. So I need to zone things out a bit. So yeah, that's what I've been up to, and that's. But I quite like making my videos here, so I've been thinking I haven't had the space to do videos because I've been tidying up, but I probably make videos from my bed now, because it is really comfy and snuggly. It's not more snuggly than my sofa, and it's probably a bit more interesting to look at too. So yeah, that's what I'm busy doing at the moment. So it's mostly going okay, so I've been kind of stressed out getting that done, so I haven't had much time to invest in making videos and stuff. But eventually, when it's all tidy, I will be doing lots more videos. I also have got 2 of these little clip-on microphones. I just tried it before doing my videos tonight, but I didn't really like the sound on it. But I think I will be using them for binaural, because I have got a dummy head. So I'm going to figure out how to do binaural videos with that. I clip the microphone on her ears, so I'll do a different ASMR video introducing you to my dummy head, because I already have got a wig for it, which I had before I got the dummy head, which is pink, because I was going to wear it, but I haven't got around to it. So I shall introduce you to her on another video. So yeah, I'm very busy tidying up and plans for decorating. I just get a bit frustrated because it doesn't all happen like Mary Poppins, like yay, done. So that's what I'm busy doing at the moment. So I hope you are all having fun and enjoying yourself and being happy. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and yay, thank you for watching.